conference will now be recorded.
in 2022. Then I joined ADP, which is a payroll and HR company, as a data engineer, as a fresher. And it's been almost like close to 4 years of experience as a data engineer. And I recently switched to another company. And along with me, Bebo. So, hi, Bebo. It's over to
Yeah,
you
hi
now.
Arvind. Good morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
hi everyone. Yeah, so as my name is Vaibhav, and I have around 4.5 plus experience as a data engineer. And recently, like I switched in data engineering with the multiple offers, and mostly I have hands-on on-time technology, including Hadoop, ADFS, Hive, MapReduce, and along with this, our scripting language Python, SQL, Spark, PySpark, and along with the AWS and Azure Cloud. Yeah, that's pretty much about me. Yeah. Uh, I'm audible clearly, right, Arvind? Hello. I think you're
Yes,
talking on mute.
you are
Uh,
audible, Bebo. Sorry.
Okay. Then today we are going to discuss. Can you go on that? What is big data engineering slide, Arvind?
Are you able to see the screen, Bebo?
Yeah, I am able to see screen. Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is guys, what is a big data engineering? These things we are going to discuss. Okay. So most of the you already know like what is big data and how data engineering is doing it, but we'll explain in briefly. Okay, so if you see big data engineering means like okay, data beyond the not able to see the screen which you present.
You can share the screen, Bebo, if there is some
Let
issue
me
from
share
my
it.
side. Yeah. Yeah, we are able to see the screen now. Are you guys
Okay,
able to
other
see the screen?
please confirm in chat.
Okay. You can continue, Bebo.
Okay, so we are going to discuss what is the big data engineering. Okay, so you already most of the know what is data engineering, what data engineering doing in the market, but we are going to explain exactly like what is the work of the data engineering and how it will help us for the business. Okay, so to coming to the big data. Okay, so when data is extremely large or beyond the size, right? Like beyond the size that what your traditional what your RDBMS initially we have there and what your traditional softwares we have, right? Those cannot handle this data. So that's why like big data tools and technology come into the picture, right? So also neo distributed storage and processing approaches, right? To process this large amount of data, we need the proper storage and distributed what your new technology came in the market like Spark and some cloud technologies, right? So those we need for the to process this amount of data. And this whatever data engineering we have, okay, instead talking about the theoretical part, we are going to discuss with the help of one scenario there. Okay, so you will get the clear clarity actually what data engineering is doing and why they actually need in industry. Okay, so what is a bank example actually? So let's say there is a bank, or you can consider any XYZ startup company. You can consider anything. Okay, so let's say this is the one kind of ABC. Okay, let's say XYZ bank. Okay, so XYZ bank is there, and this bank started their business initially. Okay, so what will happen there? Okay, so when they started the business initially, okay, so people will come and people will open the account in this bank, right? So people will come and people will open the account in these banks. Okay, then what will happen, this bank will, okay, slowly develop their own apps, web applications. Okay, so some website and all these things, right? So what will happen, so due to that, people will go there, some web application form or some app, something will be there, right? So they will, okay, go there, and from there also they can open the account and they can fill the form or other activity they can do, right? Transaction and other things. So data will come from the web application as well, and other like app, whatever the personal bank app and everything they will have, from there also data will come. Let's assume. Okay, so slowly what will happen, people will come from the different platforms and will open the account in this bank. Okay, so let's say when this bank is started, XYZ bank, initially, let's say they have, okay, 1 TB hardware, okay, 1 TB hard disk you can consider, okay, let's say 16 GB RAM, and I'm just taking ECTAC or something, okay, processing there, processing power. You can, most of the, you know, right, i3, i5. So I'm just considering it ECTAC or their processing power. Okay, so they started the business, and initially they bought something, this one PC or one laptop, let's say one machine there, machine, and they started their business. So what will happen, slowly, okay, they will increase their business, and slowly they will grab the market there, right? And people will come and people open the account, and due to that, what will happen, people will do the transactions and other activities, and slowly whatever, like, size they have, right, storage, that will, okay, start the filling there. So let's say after 1 month they are doing the good business, and after 1 month what will happen, okay, so whatever 1 TB hard disk they have and whatever, okay, like storage they have, it, like, let's say assume it got full. Okay, so what will happen there, after 1 month they need to increase their storage and even processing power, right? They need to increase it. So let's say from the 1 TB to, okay, they increase, let's say, to the 10 TB. Okay, so this is another concept. This is a vertical scaling. So okay, so we'll discuss later in our regular session. So what will happen, in whatever single machine they have, they will increase the configurations, right? So that is nothing but vertical scaling. We'll discuss what is vertical and horizontal scaling. So let's say after 1 month, due to whatever 1 TB hard disk storage they have, it got filled. So that's why they had to have to increase to the 10 TB. And let's say they increase the RAM as well, 30 GB, and let's say they increase the processing power 8 octa core to the 16 core something. Then what will happen again, they will continue their business. Okay, and but this activity will be continue, right? So what will happen, again, from the different places people will come, and whatever existing account is there, the people also do the lot of transaction and other activities, right? So again, data will come from the different places, whatever platforms they have, and again, slowly whatever 10 TB storage they have, it will get start filling there, right? So simply, again, let's say after whatever, let's say after 1 year, whatever storage they have, 10 TB, that also got filled. Okay, so that also got filled. So what will happen, let's say again they have to increase their processing power and whatever storage they have. So let's say from 10 TB they increase to the, okay, that is again also again a restriction there. We can not go directly and randomly increase the storage and configuration in single laptop. There is some hardware constraint as well, right? So simply, let's say from 10 TB to 100 TB they increase somehow, and let's say 64 GB here, and let's say 32 core something there for the processing. Okay, so now they, after, let's say, 1 year we are talking it. Okay, so they increase now. Okay, they have total 1000 TB, 64 GB, and 32 core. Okay, so again, same thing will continue there. People will come and generate the data, and again, same thing will happen after, let's say, not a 1 year, let's say after 3 years. Like, they are doing the good business and lot of let's say they grab the market and lot of customer they have. So because lot of customer, they will increase a lot of data. Then let's say after the, okay, 10 year, sorry, after the 3 year, what will happen, whatever, okay, storage and whatever they have, it got filled. Okay, so right now, whatever ABC or XYZ bank we have right now. Okay, they have the 1000 TB data. Okay, there. Okay, so this is the all data they have, and it got, let's say, okay, what your storage they have, it got full. Okay, then what happened? Let's say there is a one customer. Okay, there is one guy. Let's say there is a, okay, Joy something. Okay, Joy something, and Joy having their account in this bank. Okay, whatever XYZ bank they have. So let's say okay, Joy did the transaction. Okay, okay, so this is a customer of this bank, and Joy did the transaction. Let's say Joy did the transaction today. Okay, he did the one transaction today. Okay, so there is one Joy friend, let's say Aman something. Okay, so Joy did the transaction to the Aman. Okay, so what will happen? So just say today he did the transaction, but Aman didn't get any money. Okay, Aman didn't get any money, but Joy they send the transaction, let's say 1000 transaction. Okay, Joy did there, but Aman didn't get any money. Okay, then this issue occur there. So what will happen? Joy will try to okay, contact to the this bank. Okay, I did this the transaction on this day, but my friend didn't receive any money there. Okay, then what will happen? Okay, let's say Joy didn't get any response over the call or over the customer support. Then what will happen? Joy will go to this bank and will ask to the manager. Okay, whatever issue he faced there. So what will happen? Okay, so whatever bank team or manager is there, so they will try to search the Joy transaction, whatever transaction Joy did or whatever, okay, issues happen there. They will try to find out the Joy data there. Okay, so now they have the 1000 TB data there, right? So somewhere Joy record is in between the 1000 TB data, right? So what will happen? They will try to find out what is the Joy issue, why this transaction is pending. Now what will happen? Whatever bank manager is there, right? That bank manager is okay, have to scan the 1000 TB data. Okay, have to scan the 1000 TB data, and they have the single machine. Okay, so let's say they have the single machine because they initially just started with the single machine. They just have the single machine. Now what will happen to scan this 1000 TB data? Okay, so let's assume it will take almost 2-3 days. Okay, it will take almost 2-3 days to scan the what is the Joy issue there. Okay, then obviously, okay, Joy will not wait, okay, that much days. Okay, because everyone is hurry nowadays. Okay, so it will take the 2-3 days to scan Joy record, and after that, once they scan this data, whatever pending transaction of the Joy, okay, it will take the 2-3 days, and they will able to solve Joy problem after, okay, let's say 2-3 days after scan all record and whatever history is there, right? So this issue will occur even, okay, bank did the lot of, okay, expenditure on the hardware. Okay, so initially they had a 1 TB, they increased 10 TB, and now they have the 1000 TB, but still they are facing a lot of issue. Okay, still they are not able to find give the quick solution to the customer, right? So again, what will happen? Other customer will come and same issue will happen, and bank will start the losing performance there. And even if any bank if not able to solve the problem, then people will remove the account from that bank, right? So simply they will start the losing their business, and they will start losing their customer there due to this issue. So even after did all this, okay, even after did all these 3 to 4 years, okay, still bank don't have the, okay, performance there. Okay, they lost their money as well. Still they are not getting good performance, and still their business is not stable. Okay, so this issue is happening due to the data. And okay, they're having the single machine, they don't have the distributed system. Okay, so now what will happen after this? Okay, data engineer will come in picture. Data engineer will come in picture. So to process this data, to distribute this data, and to divide this data in proper partition, and to generate the proper business, okay, to clean and process this data, they need the data engineer. So what will happen now? Okay, so simply data engineer will come in picture. Okay, so this bank need the data engineer to solve, okay, this problem, to give the quick solution and to process this data, so other customers should not face this issue. So what will happen now, this bank need the data engineer now. Okay, so clearly from here we'll get to know what data engineer is doing it. So just a second. Okay, so let's assume this is the situation here of this startup bank or XYZ bank is there. Now what will happen? What data engineer will do? So whatever single system they have or whatever legacy system they have, data engineer have to connect with this databases, whatever databases or single computer they have. So data engineer will come in picture, okay, and they will extract this data. Okay, they will extract, e means extract. Okay, they will extract this data, and where they will extract the data, whatever big data technologies, whatever trending big data technologies, right? We have earlier when big data came into the picture or data engineer came into the picture, there was a Hadoop, everyone know, right? Hadoop is a distributor system for the big data. So and now nowadays we have the a lot of cloud, they are also providing the services there, right? Like Azure, AWS, GCP. Okay, we'll discuss about it. So simply let's assume this data engineer team will fetch the data into the distributed system. We are just saying the distributed system, it could be anything, cloud, or it could be the Hadoop. Okay, so data engineer will extract the data and it will, okay, they will fetch this data into the distributed system. And what is the distributed system? Distributed system, we have the, okay, so whatever this bank was doing, that was the vertical scaling, right? And whatever data engineer okay doing, that are the horizontal scaling. We'll discuss the later. So distributed system will have the multiple machines, okay, in single networks. So simply they will fetch this data into the multiple machines there, multiple distributed system machine, and they will, data engineer will, okay, divide this data into the multiple partition, into multiple chunk. Okay, and so what will happen now, so data will not have in single machine, data will be in multiple distributed machine. There we'll have the power, we'll have the more processing and everything will be there. Okay, so what will happen, data engineer will extract this data in distributed system, and once data will come here, they will transform this data. Okay, they will transform, okay, whatever raw data is there and whatever unused and unprocessed data, they will transform, they will process. And once everything data is processed and everything is done, they will load data into the, okay, so they will not able to load into the any like databases and all these things, right? If data is small, they will load it, but they need the proper data warehouse to analysis the data, to generate the analytical report. They need the proper data warehouse. Once they transform, when they process, they will load data into the data warehouse. Okay, we'll see which kind of data warehouse in the market and why data warehouse is important. Even data lake is also nowadays booming, right? We'll discuss in our main session. Okay, so they will load this data into the data warehouse to generate the report, and then data warehouse will be there. So this is the data warehouse, and let's say, okay, I am taking just Hayu. Okay, most of the you already know the Hayu data warehouse, but in data warehouse they will have clean and processed data, clean and processed data that can directly use the business process data. Okay, so they will load the data in data warehouse. Okay, I am assuming Hayu is there, and once they load it, okay, so on top of this, once data came into the data warehouse, now let's say whatever joy was there, okay, and this data warehouse also very powerful tool, right? It is a distributed in system. The at the background they will have the multiple machine in single network, right? So now if joy is come, okay, let's say joy is come here now, whatever bank was there, okay, that bank have a proper data engineer team and they have the proper infrastructure now, right? They have the proper infrastructure now, they have the data warehouse tool and big data technologies. Now if joy is come there and if joy asks to this manager, okay, kind of like whatever issue he was facing, now in just, okay, okay, kick of the second, or let's say in within the 1 minute, right, within the 1 minute, manager can fire the query on this data warehouse and he can fetch the joy whatever pending transaction is there, and that manager can give the solution to joy within the 1 minute. Okay, because now that bank has the like distributed system and proper data warehouse tool and proper data engineering team. Okay, so this is the exact, okay, you can see the ETL. Okay, ELT is also there, we'll see the later. This is the exact ETL. Okay, the data engineer extracting data, transform it, okay, apply the business logic on top of it and make it as a business ready and load into the whatever target location is there. Okay, so mostly data warehouse will be there. So this is nothing but extract, transform, and this is nothing but load. L means load there. And then, okay, so main thing is this is the data engineer, and then other like team coming into the picture, right? So our point is then who is the data engineer, who is the data science, and who is the data analysis, right? So once data clean and process, after this data warehouse there is another team came into the picture, and that is nothing but the data analyst team. Okay, that is nothing but the data analyst team. I am taking just DA, data analyst team. Now they will, like, on top of this data warehouse, okay, they will come and they will use which tool, Tableau or whatever, like dashboard creation tool is there, right? So they will, okay, work on that and they will generate the graphical data or visual dashboard. That is the work of the data analyst team, but they will consume the data engineer clean and process data. Then another team is there, data science. Okay, so data science also, okay, to like apply the algorithm and to create the machine, whatever ML engineer there, right? Data science is working. So to do the prediction and to like give the prediction to the customer and to like build the some models, right? So data science team will come into the picture and they will consume this data and they will build the model on this clean data there. Okay, so this is nothing but more about the data engineering, what data analyst is doing, and then what data science is doing in industry. Okay, but to build this ETL and this background, whatever, like data engineer is kind of the backend engineer nowadays, right? To develop the pipelines and to develop this all architecture. What, okay, so that needed for the nowadays for the business. Okay, so this is all about the data engineering, and if you see the our second slide is all about the what is data engineer, what's the data analyst and data scientist. Okay, so this is the clear picture for this. But okay, so which kind of tool data engineer is nowadays using, right? So what is the main primary goal we already saw? Okay, to build maintain data pipelines and infrastructure. That is the main work of the data engineer. Okay, and data analyst what is doing, once we load the data into the data warehouse, okay, clean and process data, then we'll generate the report on top of that using whatever data analyst tool is there, like Tableau and Power. And then data science create the predictive model, they will apply the machine learning algorithm and they will create some model on top of that. Okay, so nowadays what is the famous tool in data engineering, right? So we have the Spark, Python, SQL, that is very core, and that is the important each and every interview nowadays, right? So even Scala is there also as a scripting language, but Spark and Python, SQL, okay, PySpark is very famous. Along with, okay, there the cloud technology we have like AWS, Azure, GCP is also there, and other, like you already know, Databricks and Hadoop is also there, right? Till then data analyst is using this SQL, Excel, and this BI tools like Tableau and Power BI. And data science, you might be know, right? Python, machine learning, and those Jupyter notebook. Okay, and what is the output of the data engineer? We already saw, to like to create the data set, clean and process data set, they have to create it so anyone can consume that data, and it should be the business ready. It should help us business to do like to resolve their problems and like to what we can say, to grow their business. Okay, then dashboard KPIs, that is the data analyst and data science, you know, the model creation and whatever metrics they are capturing, that is. Okay, so main skill focus of the data engineer. Okay, so distributed system, you should know what is the distributed system. So for the distributed system, okay, Hadoop is there. So people are saying Hadoop is like over, right? But still is Hadoop there. You already know, okay, Spark with the Hadoop, we can see in EMR as well, AWS EMR, and even in Databricks, right? Azure Databricks, there we have the Hive managed still there. Okay, recently Unity Catalog come, that is another concept, but still we have their applications. Then ETL and data modeling and this SQL visualization, data analysis is doing, and data science. Okay, I'm not most focusing on data analysis and data science. Our main agenda is the data engineer that we already explained. Okay, then what is the application of this big data? Okay, so you can see the application. So instead saying the application, I would say data engineering is everywhere. It is in all sector, right? In healthcare, in finance, we already saw in banking, education, travel. So in simple word, okay, data engineer is everywhere. Okay, each and every startup, each and every middle MNCs or whatever big MNCs we have in the market, they are hiring for the data engineer because in all sector they need the data engineer, they need the proper infrastructure for their business. Okay, then we can say okay, big data is everywhere, and nowadays due to the this AI, right? So AI also need the data, then they need the clean and process data, right? So the personalized and real time whatever, right, to make the decision and to grow their business. So they need the data engineer is everywhere now there. Okay, so you can say healthcare, retail, big data. I'm not going to like read this. Okay, so you can just read it and you can understand okay what is the importance of data engineering or big data is there. Okay, then if you see the second slide there. Okay, so market of the demand of the data engineer, you can see this graph. Okay, almost data engineering is the more demanding to compare to the other tech stack nowadays. Okay, yeah, then we have the different role. Okay, types of role in the data industry. Okay, so I will explain this in brief. Okay, so in the industry we have the if you get the HR call or if you guys giving the interviews, right, you might be see the different JD there, job description. Some companies want Hadoop, some companies want AWS, some companies want Azure, and there is a GCP as well, right? Some companies was those kind of skill set as well. Okay, so that's why we have the different role in the data industry. Okay, but that is the different role, but main like core skill set, right? Main core skill will be the same everywhere. Okay, main skill set. So even companies just like even they are using the Azure cloud, they will if you know the AWS, they can hire you. Okay, they can take your interview, they can hire you. Just okay, most of the company just need the you should have the one of the cloud knowledge. Okay, they are not looking because everyone it will not possible, right? Everyone will have the all technology like all cloud expertise, that will not possible. Okay, so that's why company, if you, when you have the one cloud knowledge, they can hire you. Okay, so that's why we have the different data industries role. We have the big data engineer. So who is the big data engineer initially? Those who don't know the Hadoop ecosystem, those who have the knowledge of the ADFS, Hadoop, Spark, and the scheduling tool. Okay, Airflow everywhere, right? So that is nothing but the big data engineer. Okay, in the market. Then we have the AWS data engineer. Who will be the AWS data engineer? Those who know the AWS services. Then who is the Azure data engineer? Those who know the how to use the Azure services. Okay, but if you see the main thing, core common skill set is everywhere. If you see the Python, SQL, and Spark, that is everywhere. Then distributed system is everywhere because AWS also have their own distributed computing system. Azure also have. Okay, so distributed processing system is everywhere. Then designing will be the same. Okay, in AWS also you will do the ETL. In Azure also you will do the ETL. So okay, so data modeling and this partitioning, optimizing queries everywhere is same, right? Then orchestration. So to schedule this pipeline, Airflow is a very like open source, right? Then we have the ADF from the Azure Data Factory, Glue from the AWS, and even we have the other tools as well, right? Then cloud storage, okay, very famous storage nowadays, S3, ADLS, and ADFS. We'll see the later in deep what is use of that. Okay, so overall, this is about the brief about the different roles and different tech stack of the data engineer. Yeah, that's all about from my side. Okay, over to you, Arvind.
Thanks, Weber. So
Yeah.
if anyone is having any question, they can put in the chat and we will answer and then we will proceed further. I saw someone raise their hand, so they can ask the question in the chat or yeah, Vicky, you can unmute yourself and continue.
Are you covering the CI/CD pipeline for the deployment?
Yeah, we will cover whatever required for as a data engineer, but to building the CI/CD pipeline and all that is taken care by the data ops or DevOps team. So we will cover like how Jenkins work or how this pipeline works, how to deploy out code in Bitbucket and these things. GitHub we will cover.
Okay. So Jenkins part, little bit we are cover as part of data engineer what is required, right?
Yes, we
Because
are not
because
covering that ops part here.
no, no. What I'm saying that like existing pipeline is there, right? So we are
Okay.
facing some issues, right? When it's failed and all that, right? That time the DevOps team will not come into the picture, right? So
That,
as a data engineer, we need to look into that, right?
that issue and all we can like have a look like what type of issue and how to fix
Okay.
those things we will cover.
No, because normally people are able to answer, but the deployment part they are asking, right? The interview question, how you are deploying your code, how the pipeline work and
Yeah,
all that.
that we are gonna cover.
At least conceptually we can cover, right? I'm
Yes,
not saying that.
conceptually only we can cover because
Yeah, yeah,
practically it is not.
yeah. I understood.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can cover like
What
how
is the
to answer
duration
it
of this
and
course?
yeah. That
uh,
that thing we will cover in next coming
Okay,
to 20
okay.
minutes.
Thank you.
Everything will be there. Anyone else have any question?
Atul. Yeah, Atul, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Tul, you can unmute yourself and continue.
Okay, so my question is, so this syllabus regarding the so doing the placement in a company, or so we get the hands-on experience on that, like means on the corporate sector, what we have to do as a data engineer.
Okay,
So
so
only we are covering the syllabus which are mentioned for the big data.
okay,
So
so first
how
of
we
all,
are
as the we already mentioned, this is interview focused course. We will cover everything whatever is needed in the interview. Also, we are gonna make some project. Two, three project will be there like Azure project or and AWS project. So you will get end-to-end skill. But if you want to master a particular tool, we are not mastering here because many people were asking me why you are not covering Airflow, why you are not covering Microsoft Fabric. In 3.5 month or 4 month, we can't cover all the tools with master or advanced level. We will cover the basic of tool like how that works and what type of questions like for Databricks part. If I will come, I will cover the what is delta table, how the metal architecture works, what is add ordering, these things, and what is the UI and how to works in the Databricks Unity catalog. So these things we will cover, but we will not go into deep for each tool because this is interview focus. But you will get the project and all for Azure and AWS also. Hope
okay?
you are clear.
Because as I see, like means in the corporate we have the big data, and the challenge is not about the concept, is about all the processing and how the processing will be do faster. That we are more focused on a corporate, like having the performance tuning, the PySpark is not, the cluster is not up. That are the challenges are main in the corporate. So
That thing we
I
will cover like issue in the
oh,
PySpark, out of memory, and skew data skewness and all we will cover. But
oh, okay,
tools we
but
will
big
not
data,
master. Yeah.
yeah, the big data is all about the having the data processing, but is the backend is more about the infra. So we will
Yes.
focus on the infra also.
Infra, as I already told, whatever is needed as a data engineer, we will cover, but we'll not go to the ops part because the every problem at the infra level, if we face and we are not able to do it, they will handle all the things. So we will cover what is needed, how to optimize the cluster, how to solve the out of memory error or data skewness error or join issue, or if the query is taking longer, then how to solve it. These things we will cover, and that is
Okay,
needed in the interview, I guess.
okay.
You are clear, right? Yeah, Mani, you can unmute yourself and you can go ahead.
Hey Arvind, good morning.
Good.
So I have one doubt. So regarding, so do you cover thoroughly on orchestration tools like Airflow? So as part of ops, you previously mentioned you are not covering, but so how managing the pipelines and all is there, right? If any data quality issue or if any OOM issues and all, so how to handle the situation? So are we covering Airflow as part of orchestration tool here deeply?
More.
Yeah, hi Mani. Yeah, we'll have the session on Airflow, like how Airflow is working and how we can create the DAG and how we can create the pipeline. So we'll have those session in Airflow. Yeah.
It's kind of very detailed,
Not.
Arvind.
Yeah, yeah. What is required for the actually in interview and what is
Yes.
required for the data engineer that we are going to cover it. And like if you are talking about the how to handle in interview and how to tackle those answers, that we are going to cover it.
Okay.
Because going to advanced level for all the tools and all is we don't have much time. In 3.5 months covering everything is not possible actually. So we are focusing on the parts where we need in the interview, whatever is important in the interview. Okay, I will try to share my screen if that works. Otherwise, I will continue with your screen, Vibhu.
Yeah, sure, sure.
So are you able to see my screen?
It's loading.
Is it working?
Other can confirm. Yeah, we can say.
Okay. So as many were asking what we are going to focus on. We have already covered why the data engineer required, because without data engineer data is waste, because whatever the data analyst or data scientist or AI engineer who is consuming the data, without the precious data, the model or the tools will be useless. So what skills we are focusing on? We will focus on the foundation of data engineering for all the interview. People who are attending the interview or will gonna attend, they can confirm in the chat also. And myself, I'm saying 90% the interview will focus on the SQL, Python, and PySpark. For cloud part or the Databricks or Snowflake, whatever it is in your resume, they will ask like the basic question. So first, our major focus will be on the core skills. That will include SQL part. In SQL, what we are gonna cover, that I will go through it in sometimes, and Python and PySpark and perform PySpark scenario based things, PySpark questions. We will cover coding questions, because tool is replaceable, but the foundation we have to cover everywhere. So once you cover the SQL, Python, PySpark, you can easily adopt any tools. It comes to Databricks, Snowflake, or Synapse, or Microsoft Fabric, whatever it is. So then many of you will think like, why we started this course? There are already multiple course in the market. There are a lot of videos on the YouTube. But if you will go to YouTube, there will be like study data engineering in 30 hours, or studying data engineering 20 hours, or there will be video of SQL, Python, but there will be no structured format. You will think like, what topic should I learn? What type of question will be there? And once you complete, suppose SQL, then what should you learn after that? So to remove that gap between the learning and the real data engineering interview or the job, we came here. And if you will see the many courses in the market which are live, they are charging around 40 to 50,000 for a Azure or a AWS course. That will be like for 8 week or 9 week. And if there is a course around 6 months or 32 weeks, they will charge around 80,000 to 90,000 for the recorded session. So here we will have mock interview. Once like we complete the SQL part, me and Webo will take the mock interview. We will schedule half an hour or 1 hour each, and we will have question, what type of question they will ask in the interview. Python. Once we will cover the Python, we will have mock interview. We will have project at the end of AWS and Azure, and I will try to add a project of Databricks also. And apart from that, at the end, we will help you out in the resume building and Naukri profile and LinkedIn profile optimization so that you will get more calls. And in the 3.5 or 4 months, we are gonna cover everything. That is also a very good part, finishing everything in a time. Then comes the syllabus part, what we are gonna cover. So first week we will cover what is data engineering, why we need data engineers in the market, what is the scope of data engineering, and second thing we forgot to cover. If you will see why to learn data engineering, you will go to Naukri or any job application. If you will see the data engineer jobs as compared to the any dev role or anything, it will be, there will be lot of jobs around there in any company website. If you will go, you will find data engineer roles, and the salary is also very compatible as compared to development or ops role or data analyst role. So in first week we will cover the salary trend, career roadmap, cost structure, and expectation. We are covering it now only. Then the week one we will cover the overview of big data. What is big data? 5 V's: volume, velocity, variety, veracity, these things, and why we need it in real life. Evolution of data engineer, like first as Weber mentioned, first we were using the traditional DB, then we come to Hadoop. Now in Spark, we are using, everyone is using Spark, whether it's they are using in AWS or Azure or Snowflake or Databricks. So we will then cover the tool overview in short, and then from week 2 to 4, like 3 weeks, we will start the Python and SQL parallelly. And in these 3 weeks, we will not have classes on the weekend. Once the SQL and Python part will be completed, we will start the cloud part on the weekends. So we will cover AWS and Azure on the weekends. So it will be like easy to understand you. And many of you were asking like it is very hectic to for us, 14 hour a week or something. So it is hectic, but it will be like once you will learn in the 3.5 month, you will be job ready in 3 months. You can think in that way. If you will complete this course in 6 months and then you will prepare for 3 more months, it will be like around 9 to 10 minutes, 10 months. So we are putting 2 hours effort, and you guys also have to put 2 hours effort. And putting 4 hour or 3 hour effort in a day is not that much complicated, if you will see. So here come the SQL part. So SQL part, where we will cover SQL part like select, where, order by, subquery, common table expression, window function, date and string. So after the session, we will also in the session also we will solve 2 3 question daily, and in the group also we will share 5 to 6 question, and then we can discuss these question. If anyone is have any doubt, we will share in the group, or they can connect, or they can put send the like personal message on WhatsApp, like I am having doubt in this question or something like that. We will have daily Python and SQL problem, as we already mentioned here. And also we will cover the data warehousing, data modeling part, fact table, dimension table, these things in Python. So we will have class from 8 to 10 in the morning, and we will have 10-minute break in between SQL and Python. So in Python, we will gonna cover environment setup, like how to code in the VS Code or PyCharm, and how to set up IDs, what is IDs, how Python works behind the scene, why we need coding. First of all, we cover these things. Once we cover these things, I will do the coding part in that Google Colab, so it will be easy to download the notebook and send you. But you guys can code in the VS Code itself or whatever you prefer. So here we will cover the decision making things like if else statement, comparison operator, logical operator, and then loops part we will cover while loop, for loop, how it works, range things. Range function is very important in the loop when it comes to the Python. We cover the string part, and in many interview they will ask about string and list only in Python. So we will cover these things in detail. And in list part, when it comes, we will cover the basic DSA question like to sum and somewhat like around 20 to 30 question, whatever they ask. And honestly, they will not go beyond the string and list and array in the interview. Then we will cover tuple, dictionary, function, set, module, how to create a module, what the module is, how to create a package, what a package is, and file input and output operation, exception handling set. So once we cover these things, we will have mock interview for Python and SQL both. Then comes the week 4. Here we will cover the AWS. So in week 4, we will have classes on weekend, as I already mentioned. For Azure and AWS, we will have classes on weekend. And if weekdays, we will first cover the Linux and Git, like what is Linux, how to works and commands in the Linux and Git, how a project end-to-end work, how to raise a request, pull request, push, how to merge the conflict, how to resolve the conflicts, environment variable. These things we will cover in the week 6. And once the week 6 will be completed, because when we learn the Hadoop part, we should have some understanding of Linux. Then comes the week 7 and 8. 2 weeks we will cover the Hadoop. Now many of you were thinking like why we need Hadoop, that is not relevant anymore in the market, but that is not true. Because if you will see in Hadoop we have HDFS. The same thing you will see in the Databricks DVFs, Databricks file system. And on the many cloud, if you will see the file system that is built on the foundation of this HDFS. Only the thing is MapReduce is not relevant anymore in the market, but still many company are using, which is not using the like public cloud or public tools, which they are using the like mm, their own server and all. They are using the MapReduce part in the banking sector. But we will cover the MapReduce things not in the detail, but many interview you might have got the question like what is the difference between MapReduce, why it is not relevant anymore. So the one line thing is like it will write the data on the disk for after each operation. It will write the data on the disk part, and in the Spark it will be in memory RAM. Once everything will be done, it will write that in the disk. But here intermediate result will be on the in memory part. So these things we will cover, but we will not cover the MapReduce in detail. But HDFS we will cover in the detail, and the Yarn also, like resource managers in the AWS or in Azure or in GCP or in Databricks, everything is built upon the foundation of Yarn. So that's why we will cover in the detail. And Hive, if you have worked on the data engineering things, you come like there will be Unity catalog, as Webo mentioned earlier. In the Databricks, there will be Unity catalog, or in the AWS, there will be Glue catalog. Everything is built upon the Hive catalog. So that things we will cover in the detail, this Metastore. So Hive and HDFS is still relevant in the market, and the resource manager also. The only thing which is not relevant is MapReduce. Still we will cover in the very basic, like what is the difference in the current and the old architecture in MapReduce and Spark and all. Then comes the Databricks part. We will cover what Databricks is, why it is used, where it fits in the data engineer architecture, why everywhere they are using in the Databricks. Then we will go through the UI part, how to create a notebook, how repo things works, how to create a JAWS folder, and then we talk about the cluster. 1 minute. Then comes the weeks 9 to 12. This is the very important thing in the current market, Spark. So Spark we will cover, like first we will cover Spark fundamentals, what is Spark, how it works, how it is different from Hadoop and MapReduce, pros and cons, architecture. Once we will cover the Spark part, then we will go with the PySpark. PySpark is nothing but a Python library to interact with the Spark. So this is theory part. We will cover first the theory and fundamental, how it works, why we need Spark. and then we will complete the code part here. In code part, we will first cover the coding part, and then we will see the scenario parts. And in many interview, they will ask how you will optimize the job, or how you will see Spark UI. These things we will cover. Data frame, operations on the data frame, Spark SQL we will cover, real-time streaming we will cover, and then we already mentioned Airflow and data warehousing things, and data governance, data quality, security we will cover. After that, there will be bonus lecture like interacting and creating a project with Hadoop and Spark or AWS, and there will be final assessment. We will build a pipeline, or we will create 2 3 projects. Now there will be question around our course. What would be the fees? So this is very minimal as compared to the market, and we have live classes, demos, mock interview, everything will be there, and the course duration will be 3.5 months. But if we will not able to complete the course, we can extend it to 4 month or 5 month, it doesn't matter, but we will cover whatever is needed and whatever is there in the our course. Schedule will on week, that is the old one, but we will have classes every day from 8 a.m to 10:10. So this 10 minute is the break between the SQL and Python or whatever the first class is. So we will have 2 sessions, 8 to 9 and 9 to 10, because that will work for everyone. Anyway, anyone who is working or anyone who is in college, they are free in the morning. Even if like you will miss 1 or 2 classes, recording will be there. But the thing is, when we share the recording every day in the group, you have to download and store the recording in your Google Cloud or in your uh, computer, where it is, because it will expire after 5 to 6 days. So we will provide the recording if you will miss any lecture, and we will have class in the morning. And coming to the who can join this, working professional, like 1 to 6 year, we can say 1 to 7 year in the data engineering, or if they are working like in other domain like backend engineer, front end engineer, DevOps, or data analyst, or mainframe developer, or production support, anything which and or anyone who is working in data engineering and they are having the gaps in the job things, like whatever they will ask in the interview, they are not prepared well for the switch, they can also join. Or any college students or freshers who is serious about data engineering and want to fit in the data engineering things, they can cover. And there is no coding or prior data engineering experience is required as of now. Then we will have three, as already mentioned, there will be 3 project, and one-on-one spot will be there, mock interview will be there, major focus of ours will be on Python, SQL, and PySpark and Hadoop. Then we will cover everything: AWS, Azure, Linux, Airflow, Git, Jira, data warehousing, modeling. And we already introduced about ourselves, and you can check our LinkedIn profile. We both have very good number of experience of the interviews also, and we know the gaps, where the gap is, and how to cover the interview question, how to learn the theory part. So how this course is affordable and different? First, we are charging very minimal as compared to the market. Real project will be there, one-on-one spot will be there, and as I already told, we both switched recently. So if you see this line, we recently switched with multiple offer. We have already joined new company, and I'm on my notice period. I will share the detail very soon on the LinkedIn and on the WhatsApp. First of all, consistency matter, because if you will join our class and after 10 days you will be like suffocated and you will say like that's enough, I am not able to continue. If you are joining our classes, if we are putting 2 hour effort, then you guys have to put 3 hour effort all together. If you are not able to put on the weekday, complete every week classes on the weekend and learn, practice. Effort is like if you will attend our course and we will just tell like how SQL works and query and all, and you will not practice, that doesn't make any sense. So you have to practice, you have to put your efforts to get into data. Market is huge, but the competition is also very high. There are like thousands of interview and people who are uh, not getting call also. So you have to be very consistent through the course. So I already covered why we started, course curriculum, course fees. Outside India, it would be around $140. And outcome will be like you will have strong fundamental of SQL, Python, PySpark, hands-on project with Databricks, hands-on project with AWS, Azure, Hadoop ecosystem. We will cover in 2 weeks in very detailed manner. And now, if many people will ask, can I manage this course with a job? So we are teaching with our job, so you can also learn with your job, and you just have to put there some efforts. Like everyone is working 8 hours to 9 hours, so they can absolutely put 3 to 4 hour effort to get into data. You don't need a coding background. If you will start from the basic, that's okay. In 3.5 months, you will be good enough to get into the data engineering role or data analyst role. Hadoop is, yeah, if you will see, is Hadoop still relevant? Yes. Well, Spark is widely used. Hadoop concepts are still important for understanding big data and data foundation. So that's pretty much about our course. We will have classes on Monday. We will have 3 days break, and if anyone wants to enroll and go ahead, you can ping me or Webo. You are the part of that group, so you can go to that admin thing and you can connect with both of us and you can share your detail. We will proceed further. And very important thing, once the class will start after Monday, we will not let anyone in the course, because it will be get distribution for other people. Like if we will let candidate allow to in after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that is not a good thing. So that's it. If anyone have any doubt, they can raise your hand. I will unmute you and you can go ahead.